I will now demonstrate a deep buried dermal interrupted suture. This is for closure in which some level of tension is expected. First, the forceps will grasp the tissue edge and powerfully evert it such that the needle can enter deep in the subcutaneous tissues, which would usually be the fat, except in the eyelid, where it is instead orbicularis muscle. The curvature of the needle is then used to work the needle through to the dermis just below the epidermis. The needle is then loaded immediately upon passing, such that a symmetric pass can then be made. Care is taken to enter the dermis at the same location that it had been exited, and similarly care is taken to exit the subcutaneous layer at the same level that it had initially been entered. Notice that I am removing the needle on the same side of the loop as the tail. This permits tying without locking. I am then ready to tie by throwing an initial surgeon's knot, and similar to my skin sutures, I will initially pull perpendicular to the wound, but then, to bring things even closer, I will pull parallel to the wound. You can see the effect of that. Next, I will continue with 1, 1, 1. These knots are generally best cut with short tails because of the tendency for exposure of the tails to occur. Note that silicone is much more rigid than skin, and so on a suture pad, the effective closure is less exaggerated. However, you can appreciate how much wider the silicone can be pulled apart in the areas where it is not sutured.